Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm currently on my way to the Tennessee Titans training camp practice scrimmage on what's today? August 8th, 2016. I'm going to go. It's at Nissan Stadium. It's a practice scrimmage. I'm going to go. I'm going to check it out for you guys. I'm going to come back on here and report and tell you guys what is going down from my perspective. Telling you guys what I am seeing on the practice field, how Marcus Mariota looks, how our new wide receiver Tajay Sharp, who we drafted in the 5th round, who apparently is someone we need to look out for this year. I will be the judge of that. DeMarco Murray, I need to see pop from him. Derrick Henry, I want to see something from him. A lot of new faces on this football team. We'll see how they look out there on the practice field. Now, they don't let you take footage. Now, hey, I might try to sneak in a clip or two, a picture or two. Why not? You know, pictures are okay, but video you're not allowed to. But hey, you know, well, I'll see what I can do for you all. If you guys don't see anything, it's because I couldn't do it. But hey, if I added something, hopefully they don't find this video, although I'm sure they will, and I'll be screwed. So with that said, on my way, no more talking. Let's just get into it. Let's see how this Tennessee Titans training camp practice scrimmage is here on August 8th, 2016. Yeah. I like his balance, man. It's hard to take him down. He has great balance because he's 247 pounds. Like you don't knock this guy over. Because me, I would have fell on this. But the fact that he's still running, like the play's over, but he can still stand after something like that.
That's
That's
impressive.
good stuff. I expect a roll to the right. Yeah. No, wait. Oh, you got it. Wow. All right, guys, back from the Tennessee Titans scrimmage / training camp / practice, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Now, obviously, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, right? I live in the Nashville area. Hell, I work downtown in Nashville. I'm a big fan. And usually when you see fans come on here, or just come on anywhere in the comments, you know, for example, right? I make a 49er video and a Browns video saying that they're going to suck. And then Browns and 49er fans are saying we're going to go 8-8. Okay, fans tend to be stupid. Me, I tend to be very rational. So I went to this practice today. I went to this scrimmage. And I really wanted to see where our team is at right now. How good we could potentially be, or how bad we could potentially be in 2016. And, you know, you have to take into account that this is only one practice. This is only one scrimmage. I haven't gone to any other training camp practices thus far this year because my work schedule just hasn't really agreed with it. But, man, very underwhelmed, to be honest with you. Extremely underwhelmed, especially with the offense. Let's get into it. So, number one, just the overview of the offense right now and what I saw, right? I mean, maybe they've been playing a lot better than this and they've been showing more in other training camp practices, but today they just didn't have it, which I can somewhat believe. But when I look at the offense, guys, I think it's the same old mundane, uninspiring, lame, boring, old time offense. Old-fashioned, boring, running the football, 2 tight end sets, I formation. And you guys, a lot of you guys like this, right? You like the old mentality, run the football, old Tennessee Titans football. Guys, that's outdated. And our quarterback, the guy that's leading our franchise, Marcus Mariota, his play style just doesn't fit with that, man. I mean, this guy just looks like the ugly duckling out there in this type of offense, man. He doesn't look right. You gotta spread out these wide receivers, man. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, and it's so obvious whenever they're gonna run the football. They come out in these 2 tight end sets and a fullback in Justin Fowler screaming screaming, we're going to run the football. Now, occasionally, they may run a play action to a Craig Stevens or Anthony Fasano or Delaney Walker or maybe Jocelyn Fowler or actually catch something out of the backfield. But you're not going to get explosive plays with that. You're not going to get 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards off those kinds of plays. They're going to have to run these slow, methodical drives. They don't have a home run threat in DeMarco Murray or Derrick Henry. Although Derrick Henry, I'll give him this, and I'm about to get into the players individually in a second. I think he looked very good today, but they really want to do this slow, methodical thing, but I don't think it works until you're good. Once you're good, once you're leading in games consistently, then you can implement that, but we're a bad football team, and we need to get good first before we even commit to the run, I believe. I just think that this whole system is old-fashioned, outdated. People believed that Mike Mularkey was holding back last season when he took over as interim head coach. Oh, just wait till he's hired full-time. He's going to implement this exotic smat. It looks the exact same from top to bottom, literally the exact same thing. Nothing there special at all. Recall when Mike Mularkey was the offensive coordinator out there in Atlanta. They were able to move the football. They had some nice deep shots, but this is a team that had Tony Gonzalez and had Julio Jones and had Roddy White and Matt Ryan at quarterback, who has the deep arm for this kind of stuff. We don't have that kind of offensive talent. We don't have that kind of offensive makeup. He's just trying to come. He's a little bit flexible, but not enough for my liking. I thought we made a huge mistake hiring him, and nothing I saw today changed that mold. Let's move on to the players, okay? So offense first, because they're the ones that struggled today. They're the ones that really left me feeling really worried. So Marcus Mariota, the guy didn't look good today, and I know this is an aberration, okay? I want to make that clear. This is not going to be a constant. This is not like a constant theme with him. This was a bad day, okay? But it was a bad day. Let's talk about it. He had a horrible interception over the middle to Damian Stafford on a crossing route in which no other defenders were in the vicinity. It was Damian Stafford covering, I believe, Craig Stevens. First of all, he was covered. Marcus Mariota threw the ball anyway, and it was a little inaccurate, and guess what? You got picked off. I thought it was a horrible throw. He also overthrew Anthony Fasano on one play, gave it out, threw the ball a little outward, too far for my liking. But then I also saw some nice passes. He had a nice touchdown pass to Rashard Matthews and to Tajay Sharp. And we're about to get into Tajay Sharp in a second because I think he's going to be really good this year, actually. It made some okay decisions, but I thought it was a pretty unimpressive day from him. Not a deep ball thrown. There was some in warm-ups, but, the deep ball is a concern for me, and I saw nothing to get away from that concern today. Okay, I'm just talking about what I saw today. Let's move on to the running backs. Okay, DeMarco Murray only had about 5 carries during the scrimmage, but I saw him in warm-ups. He looked good, and then during the scrimmage, the offensive line was absolute garbage. I think they're still garbage, still terrible. Run blocking is atrocious, so I wasn't able to see enough from him, but I'm not going to blame him for that because I thought he made the right reads in terms of running back vision. I thought there was absolutely nothing, nada, in terms of what the run blocking was giving for him, so I will not blame him. Derrick Henry, I think this is one of our white hopes, one of our great hopes for this season, because this guy looked impressive. Okay, physically, you saw me talking in the clip earlier. Physically, the guy is huge. 6'3", 247 pounds, and he has such a strong force of gravity. It's hard to knock him down. You just saw it. The guy got blown up by a linebacker and was still walking. Now, the play was dead because they weren't tackling during that period. But the fact that you can remain standing after something like that is hard to bring him down. Good. We need to see that. And he has some nice bursts. He has some nice acceleration. You ever watch those sports sciences on ESPN with John Brankus of Sports Science, okay? They were doing a little test with him. They said Derrick Henry actually has the fastest acceleration of any running back we've covered here at Sports Science. Okay, I actually buy into that. Derrick Henry isn't known as this burner, but think about it. Just think about for a second Derrick Henry's highlights at Alabama. Or you can go look up a highlight video. He's usually running in the open field. The guy actually has some nice bursts to him. He's not Chris Johnson, but he's a guy that can break open and get a long run. He is a guy that can do that. He's not, in terms of physically, he is, a very physical running back. but he's not like Jerome Bettis. He's not like Marshawn Lynch. I think the guy is just a physically imposing guy with kind of the running mentality of a guy that just wants to get uphill and get uphill fast and can have some nice jump cuts here or there. Maybe like in terms of pure running style, it's hard to find it. I can see some Adrian Peterson in there. I actually do. I'm not saying he's going to be that good, but in terms of I want to go downfield, I may have some nice jump cuts here or there. Yeah, I think they're very similar. He's a guy that can really get some nice runs. He had a nice run today. He had about a 30-yard run. I saw him burst up over the middle. He's one of our hopes. I like him. Again, though, I don't think his style really fits with Marcus Mariota. I mean, honestly, we should probably have a more explosive running back, but we have him at this point. Fine, I'll just buy into the stupid philosophy. And under this philosophy, I think he's going to do just fine. Although I would personally go for like a Royce Freeman or a Jalen Hurd or somebody. You know, that's just me. But hey, I think he's actually going to be good. Okay, so that's good news. You look at the wide receivers. This is also good news. Tajay Sharp. The guy got the majority of the targets today. I actually believe now, and it's just one practice, but man, Marcus Mariota was looking at him. Guys, this may be our #1 wide receiver this year. Rashard Matthews was pretty good in his own right, but man, Tajay Sharp looked good. He returned a couple of kicks and punts today, has a nice shape to him, consistently running routes well, consistently catching the ball well. Tajay Sharp, I said he was in line for 700 or 800 yards. Now I'm thinking 900 or 1,000. This is a guy you need to draft in your last few rounds in fantasy, and I guarantee you, you're going to have a player here in Tajay Sharp. The guy looks really, really good. It's nice to know we finally have a player that we drafted late and is going to be really good for us. We haven't had one of these players in years, pretty much since Jason McCourty we drafted, or maybe Altron Verner. You can make an argument for him. Although I think they were at the same draft. But either way, you know, it's nice to have, now Elton Verner was 2010, Jason McCourty was 2009. But it's nice to finally have a late draft pick that's doing well. Oh, that's nice to see. Other wide receivers, let's talk about the clowns. Okay, I'm officially changing DGB's name, those initials to DCB, Dorial Clown Beckham. The guy's a clown. The guy is not very good, and I saw it on display again. The guy's going over the middle, and, near the sideline, and then catches the ball, gets it absolutely stripped out of his hands by Jason McCourty. It was absolutely awful. The ball popped up and it was intercepted by David Bass, the outside linebacker reserve. It was an absolutely horrendous play by DGB, and that was not the only problem today. That was the only drop, I guess you could say, he had, but he also had a play that really concerned me. This was another crossing route in which he caught the ball, and it's very slight. Not many people noticed it, but I did. When he caught the ball, right, let's say I'm running around. Okay, he caught it, and then he did this. He looked back at the ball to make sure that he had it. Like, he couldn't believe that he caught it. Like, he had struggles mentally catching it, maybe physically. The ball was moving around. But I don't like this head motion. You can't afford that in this league. You can't afford to run around. Okay, look at the ball, look away, look back at the ball. You can't afford that. What kind of nonsense is this? Ball is going to get popped out. This ball is going to get stripped up, or you're going to get blown up by the linebacker in front of you. I think that's nonsense. He's not a natural hands catcher. Huge issue for me. Mike Mularkey, after practice, trashed him. He saw the things that I saw. I think this guy's getting buried on the depth chart. He's 4th right now. I think he may end up being 5th. I think Andre Johnson looked better than DGB looked today. This is an issue. This is a problem. I'm honestly having no faith in DGB this season. I think he put up like 400 and something yards last season. I'm honestly going to be shocked if he can surpass that, because I think firmly we're talking about Tajay Sharp, Rashard Matthews, and Kendall Wright being the 1, 2, 3. And now number 4 is up for grabs. Andre Johnson is making a case for getting more reps than DGB this season. I think we have another tall clown. And speaking of tall clowns, Justin Hunter was actually pretty good today. Okay, now he had one drop because he has to have a ceremonious drop, but I thought he impressed me more than DGB because he had a nice impressive catch in which he had to reach for it, and he has those catches every now and then. Just don't see consistently. He can't make the easy plays. He can make the harder plays in which he has to stretch or he has to jump. But in terms of making the easy plays, he can't do it. I mean, honestly, they're going to cut Justin Hunter. I'm not sure DGB is even a better player than Justin Hunter. I mean, it's close. You know, why do we keep drafting these tall clowns? Justin Hunter, DGB, Kenny Britt. You know, they're just clowns. I mean, they're just 6'3", 4, 5 clowns. Okay, that's all they are. They're not good football players. They're not good receivers. They're athletic freaks and nothing more. You know, Tajay Sharp, I think, will be good. I think we're talking about a guy that knows how to come in and work. I think we're looking at a potential like Eric Decker or Emmanuel Sanders type player here. I honestly do. But you're still going to need that true #1 all-star elite talent. Because although those guys are pretty good, they can get you over 1,000 yards, they're not going to lead your team to a Super Bowl. You're going to need that Antonio Brown. You're going to need that maybe at the tight end position like a Rob Gronkowski or an Odell Beckham or Julio Jones. You know, that elite wide receiving talent. He's very good, but he's not elite. So thank God we have 2 first-round picks next year. We're going to need them. Draft one of them on a wide receiver. I say Juju Smith. I'm raising my hand. I'm saying Juju Smith. Give me some Juju. If not him, then Corey Davis or Malachi Dupree. You know, somebody. We need an elite talent at the wide receiver position or we're in trouble. As I said earlier, the offensive line stunk. When you look at the offensive line, no one is run blocking. On run blocking plays, it looks like they're pass blocking because they're not moving so much. I mean, they're getting pushed around. I don't see anybody moving anyone. Chance Warmack is falling down on half the plays during the run game. He doesn't have any sort of balance whatsoever. Thank God we didn't pick up his 5th-year option. Guy looks, I mean, there's not one person. Just look at the run plays. You know, not one person is moving anybody. You know, they're just getting bullied. Gerald Casey was a beast. I agree. I give you that. Gerald Casey was feasting. You know, the guy had a couple tackles for loss, man. It was absurd. The offensive line, it got a little better. I can see a little improvement in terms of pass blocking, but run blocking, still pretty bad. And when we look at the defense, okay, you know, I think it's just as good as it was last year, and I expect it to be a little bit better. I've been critical of Jason McCourty. He looked good today. Okay, so that's nice to see. He stripped DGB, who's still a clown. And speaking of DGB, Kevin Byard posted an Instagram video of him blowing up DGB, pancaking the hell out of him. I have to bring it up because I just can't believe it. So, you know, hey, the defense looks good. You know, maybe it was just a bad day for the offense. The defense looked good. Brian Arapaho was getting pressure. Derek Morgan was just Derek Morgan. Wesley Woodyard was active. Nice to see that. Damon Stafford played a little too hard for my liking. I thought he was a little too Riley. Calm down, kid. You're going to be a backup and get over it, please. You know, those are my takeaways. You know, no more takeaways to have there. I'm really concerned, honestly. You know, I think we're going to be fine, but, you know, I thought there was a chance we could go 7-9 and 8-8. You know, we look like a 6 or 5 win football team out there. You know, that's what we look like. I don't think the offense can do anything. Mike Mularkey, he's not showing me anything. You know, nothing of note. And I wonder, I'm already thinking if he can get fired. I don't think so. You know, we'll see. Okay, we will see. The preseason games coming up. The season's coming up. I'm not saying he should get fired, but I am saying he should have never been hired. I'll go ahead and say that. We'll see how things happen. We'll see how things progress. But, man, this offense just looks the same. With some better players, okay? Derrick Henry's a better player. You know, DeMarco Murray is a better player. Tajay Sharp is a better player, but it's the same old-fashioned BS. You know, nothing creative, nothing innovative, nothing game-changing, nothing. You know, you need somebody to change the game offensively. Terry Obisky's old school. There's a bunch of old school chumps. You know, that's what we're dealing with. And it's very unfortunate. I think we have a really good talent in Marcus Mariota. And I can see the offense finally starting to develop, having some nice players, some nice rookies in Derrick Henry and Tajay Sharp. But unfortunately, Mike Mularkey, I think he continues to limit this team's growth. And I think it's very unfortunate. I'm sticking with my 6-win team prediction, but instead of thinking of increasing it after this practice, I'm kind of thinking about lowering it. Until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.